everybody. Welcome to yet another live event in our coaching community. And so today I'm very pleased to present Carl to you. And Carl and I, we met probably the first time a few months ago. And because I've heard from all kinds of different people about Nowsite. And Nowsite is supposed to be the game changer if you are a coach. It really automates a lot of your outreach activities and how you promote yourself on social media, how you reach out to people on social media, and so on and so on. So I only began playing around with it about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm also excited to be here and learn more from Carl. And ChatGPT. Nowsite has really advanced since the first time I came across it. And especially one of the new things they've introduced is this whole integration with ChatGPT, which now makes it even more easier for every one of us to have social media, to have, sorry, I haven't mute people, to facilitate outreach. So you really don't have any excuses anymore for not doing the work that, we all need to do in terms of, presenting ourselves online and so on. So Carl is here to talk to us about Nowsite, ChatGPT, the new integration, shows the system, and what it can specifically do for coaches. So Carl, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us more about who you are and the systems that you represent.
Okay, I'm glad to be here with everyone on this Zoom session. And my name is Carl Scott. I reside in Houston, Texas. I'm a social media strategist. I have a class on social media strategy, specifically called Social Media Strategies 101. And that is a certified class by the Texas Real Estate Board, which we call TREC in the state of Texas. The classes that I teach guys are basically strategies that you can use and apply to pretty much any business professional that's doing business to consumer or business to business. And there are 4 strategies that I teach in that class. The 4th strategy, which Rena just kind of alluded to, is the use of ChatGPT, and the use of ChatGPT being integrated into a all-in-one software platform, which you talked about, which is Nowsite. And so that's a little bit about my background from Chicago, the Windy City, been in Houston a little over 30 years. I have been in social media marketing for a little bit over 15 years, relationship building and networking. I own a networking organization and a real estate investment company. Our mission has been since day one to inspire, educate, and motivate the business professional. We do that with a couple of different resources under our umbrella. And of course, the main one here today is social media. So I'm going to turn it right back over to you, Rena. Hope I gave you a good introduction. And I think you're muted. Okay, there you go.
So I would probably let you run the show, Carl, today because my internet is really no good.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
Why don't you and show us the system, show us what it can do for coaches, show us why we should consider having it as part of our business and our strategy. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do that is, I know that we're all visual, especially with social media, so I'm going to make sure I can share my screen here, and so that we can see this. So give me a second to cue that up, and you guys will be able to see this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going into share screen mode. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is our automated portion of the platform. I'm going to kind of show this to you in a couple of video clips to kind of break the ice so that you understand what we're talking about in regards to ChatGPT and the integration into a software platform. One of the tools that you're going to see, or features you're going to see right now, has to do with ChatGPT automating the flow of your lead generation. And that's a feature that we have on the platform where we have automated lead gen. So this is the portion of that. You give me 1 second. I need to make sure that my audio is on so you all will be able to hear. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, let's take this down. One second here. Okay, let me drop this real quick so that we can be on here. 1 second. Okay. Can you all hear me on your end? I think we have some folks that are muted, but just want to make sure you can hear my volume.
Can hear you, yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. So with what I just showed you on the front end is just to break the ice on what we're talking about as far as an all-in-one platform that has basically taken what we call ChatGPT. And I'm going to explain a little bit further to tell you what that is for those that may be on the call that have no idea what is ChatGPT and how did this come about. But what you just saw is integrating a piece of technology that automates the flow and speeds up the productivity for you to be able to do your social media so much faster because of being able to have content creation done in a matter of seconds. So just to kind of give you a quick walkthrough from what you saw in the feature category is I'm going to go into the layout and display of them so that you can see them here. And I'm sorry, right before that, let's talk about ChatGPT, and then I'll kind of flow it into what you're seeing on the screen. About roughly 5.5 months ago, a young lady built the actual technology for ChatGPT, and Microsoft put about $10 billion into that technology. And ChatGPT is content creation pretty much to a whole nother level. So you can basically say something from the standpoint of write me a 250-word paragraph on Bitcoin. And in a matter of seconds in that application, it will write it out for you. Put it all in a matter of seconds, you'll see a content created, that content comes up. You're able to, of course, edit it. If you need be, you can also ask ChatGPT to rewrite it in a different language, of course. You can also ask it to rewrite it with more enthusiasm. It's a really, really cool piece of technology. And you'll get a chance to see that as we go through this training. So from that standpoint, it's speeding up content creation, and it's, like I said, it's been out about 5.5 months. Someone has already published a children's book using ChatGPT. It's an Amazon bestseller. Some of the things that are coming up for ChatGPT were only on the Series 3. Series 4 just got released. And it just means that, guys, it's AI learning to another level. So it's basically taking and learning more and more about what we do as humans behind the computer and how we think, how we, what our thought processes are, how we write, how we explain and express ourselves. And so it's funny, but as technology grows, we're talking about ChatGPT 4 right now. By the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if we're on number 19 or 20. So here's what we have, though. What you're seeing on the screen, that's a little bit about ChatGPT itself. But on the screen, we have an umbrella of features that ChatGPT is integrated into. So the one that you're seeing over here to the left is a website builder on this platform. GPT is integrated into the website builder. So when you're needing things that we get kind of stuck on, like such as a headline, sometimes we don't know what to put in a headline in a website. GPT will allow you to come up right into the screen and type in, hey, I need a headline on real estate. And it will automatically spit that headline out and put it into the site. You also have what's called the lead gen, the automation piece, part I showed you in that first clip, where actually this system has a database of over 2.2 billion people that you'll have access to. The database on Nowsite is larger than LinkedIn's database. So when we're talking about being able to discover your targeted, identify your target prospect, and being able to narrow that prospect down. That's where the ChatGPT integrated into that tool comes into play. So you'll see basically you can narrow down your prospect by age, gender. You can go as far as the job title. If you're looking to make relationships with business owners, you can put in those businesses and do B2B with it. If you're looking to find your ideal customer, interest and skills is where it's at. But you can, long story short, you can narrow down your targeted audience and be able to pull a target client up and be able to be able to market to that target audience. We also have what's called contact enhancement, okay? Contact enhancement, basically a database has over 70 billion records and can help you learn more about your contacts. And what I mean by that is a typical CRM or client relationship management tool allows you to upload all your contacts into it. And typically it will only sort the data that you've uploaded into it. Using Nowsite CRM, you not only can upload all of your contacts, but you can also hit an enhancement feature and it will try to pull back public data on that contact and see if give you more information about that contact. So we're talking about maybe even their date of birth, where they reside location-wide in the world, all of their interests and skills, job information. It gets pretty detailed. We also have, if you can see here, what I was explaining earlier is your lead generation, your AI-powered tool. We talked about that. You have a personality analysis as well. So when we can pull back data on someone and get an enhanced profile of who they are, if there's enough data, you can pull a personality report. And these are kind of fun too, because it talks about human behavior, what's the best way to reach out to this person. It even goes as far as, hey, if this person says this, it's probably because of this. So it goes a little in depth as to the behavior and the personality of an individual. We have SMS, text messaging. So this is on the platform that also comes with keyword application. And some people say, well, what is keyword application? So that basically just simply has to do with, I could say, text Tracy to 832-555-1212. The text messaging platform will assign a phone number to you, and you can put in whatever keyword you want and use that for text. You also have the ability for drip campaign with text messaging and broadcast campaign with text messaging. So that feature is available as an option on that tool as well. We also have blogs.
Could I have a quick question? Or do you want the questions at the end?
Yes, if you can hold that, definitely. Don't forget the question, but if you can hold it to the end, I'll definitely entertain your question for sure.
Okay, cool.
Most of this will be Q&A towards the end anyway, because I'm going to go ahead and show you the remaining features on here. The blog, our system will recommend the most interesting articles, videos, and quizzes, and more for your live blog. So basically you have a blog section. You also have an email campaign. If anybody's familiar with MailChimp, our system has an email campaign builder right built into it. You also have an email newsletter you have access to. I'm going to move right along. Last two features is the client relationship management tool I just talked about. We have a CRM where you can import, export contacts. You have the ability to enhance, and you also have the ability to get a personality report. And then we have finally the social media piece, which is our posting platform. Some of you guys may be familiar with Hootsuite. The difference between Hootsuite is, guys, for those of you that don't know, is an automated scheduler for posting. It's a software where you can schedule your post out. But one of the things that we do know is that Facebook in particular, Instagram's algorithm is written for organic content as far as getting wide range exposure. So anytime you have a bot just posting for you, you limit the opportunity to how many people can see your post. So with our platform, although we have AI built into our social media platform, when you post content to Facebook, LinkedIn, for example, the post goes in, but the social media page like Facebook comes up into the screen, which allows you to post more organically. The other feature and biggest benefit to our social media tool is that when someone clicks on the image that you post, whether it's an image, video, or article, when they click on it, it will redirect to whatever website you like it to go to. Now, if you know anything about posting content to social media, and if you're already posting images and videos to your own Facebook page, if you click on it, it will just expand the image. It doesn't go anywhere. Here you have the opportunity for it to redirect and go where you want it to go. So that's the umbrella of features that are on the Nowsite platform. Also, guys, I'm going to go to our expert team. One unique feature with Nowsite's platform is you have access to all of these guys right here. We have a website design expert, email marketing expert, SMS marketing expert. We have the social media expert, the CRM and analytics expert, and we also have the prospect targeting expert. Guys, we have these guys here in Toronto, Canada, where this software was developed out of. And we have a team of creative marketing specialists at that location. And you get unlimited access on a monthly basis to these individuals setting up these respective features that you see in front of you. I'll say that again. It's unlimited access. So I think that's great on that end, because there are a lot of social tools that we have and apps that we have even on our phone, but they don't come with anyone who will do the labor for the tasks that we have to do in social media. This tool does. So that's the part that I wanted to end on the feature category. What I am going to do at this time, Rena, is open the floor up for a discussion or answers and questions, and then I'm going to talk about, well, what does this look like in way of cost? What's the build out? What are the packages and stuff like that? But I think we have a hand rose, and before I would like to see if you can go ahead and answer your question for you, if I could. I think we have Miss Foot.
Yes, Foot, Yuriko Foot.
Okay, perfect. Yes, indeed. Go right ahead.
I just had a quick question. I missed the first few minutes, so I'm not sure if you talked about this. So please ignore me if you have already discussed it. I was just wondering where you get the data from. Is it linked to any particular sites, or I'm just conscious, obviously confidentiality and all that sort of stuff. So is it linked to social media sites or some else? Where does for example, the names, the characteristics, the phone numbers, all that sort of stuff, where does it collect it from?
Ms. Food, I'm glad you asked that. It's coming from about 2.2 billion as far as the data that is pulling off of. Nowsite has about 43 identified data partners that they pull data from. And this is all public data. This is opt-in data, so that you can actually reach out to these individuals. And it's pulling name, phone number, email, interest and skills, all of that kind of extra data that you would expect to get from an individual. You have a holistic approach with it. And
I'm just saying that those data should be, in theory, should be confidential, right? So is it from sites that haven't protected the confidentiality of the data, or
it is. Their data partners that they have are confidential to Nowsite. But they're pulling from 43 different data partners, and that's where the data is coming from. So the data is also opted in data, if you understand what that means on that end. The individuals have opted in. There's not a situation where you're just blindly contacting somebody that hasn't opted in for being able to be contacted, if that makes sense.
Right, okay.
Any other questions before I move on? Would anybody like to see some live examples of inside the actual dashboard of the account? so that you can see some live actionable pieces in regards to the lead gen and also the CRM.
Yeah, sure, that would be great. Also, there's
Okay.
another question in the chat for you, Carl.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't see that.
It's just Dylan is asking if it would be good to use in other countries like the Philippines.
Yes,
Where's
we're
it?
an international company, so you can use this software in other countries. So yes, I think it was would Nowsite be good in other countries, i.e. Philippines. Yes. You can definitely use it in other countries. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions in the chat. Dylan, I hope that answered the question for yourself. Okay, what I'm going to do, I don't see any others right there in the chat, but you guys can either put them in the chat, or if you like, you can raise your hand on the Zoom, or you can unmute and ask a question. But right now, I'll just go ahead while we're doing that and display the CRM so that you can see the dashboard. Okay. So I'm on the front page of the dashboard itself, guys. And I want to go into the CRM, which is right here under contacts. Let's go there. Okay. So if you can look at, this is the CRM. And in the CRM, you have the ability to import contacts. Email, you can import all contacts out of email. You can do it through save files that you have on your computer by CSV file, and you can import them right into the CRM. Guys, you also have the ability to list, look at all of your contacts by list. So you can label each of those contacts what you'd like. You have the ability to export all contacts, and you can create a new list if you like. So this is kind of cool there. I'm going to show you what that looks like by way of contacts as well. Back on the other page. Make sure I'm not having internet issues. One second. Come back out. There are a lot of folks on the internet today. Okay. Can everyone see my page, my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to click on a contact just so you can see how this is broken down. We'll look at Jessica Rivera. This is the typical contact here on the CRM. You'll see the person's name, email, the basic information is here. You can also go over and see any additional information that's public information on that individual. And this is what I was talking about, where this contact has been enhanced. As you can see right here, it's an enhanced contact. So we not only have just the name, phone number, and email that we collect on people, but we have all the other additional data: location, industry, gender, skills and interests, work and education. That's the additional. Now, if we want to come back and get a personality report, we're able to do that here. And this is what I was talking about, being able to pull a personality report, because this is pretty cool here to analyze the contact. And I should be okay with that. But we're having a little bit of internet feedback, but there we go. So as you can see, this person's contact says Jessica Rivera, reserved accountants, observant. She's reserved, accurate, observant, tends to be analytical and introverted, often craving tough problems to solve and seeking plenty of personal space. If we want to view that full report, we'll just click view report. And guys, this is what we're talking about right here. We can see a full report on this person. We see behavior, emails. We're looking at meetings, stressors. When meeting with Jessica, how do you meet with that person? How do you speak to them? What energizes Jessica would normally be accustomed to. We're also looking at speaking. When speaking to Jessica, ask lots of questions to keep their attention. So we're talking about a huge amount of information that helps us to be able to communicate with the very potential prospects or target prospects that we're looking for. I'm going to go back up. And then we also have sales tactics. The sales tactics, guys, basically talks about booking a meeting, how to get Jessica to book a meeting. Try this. When this happens because you've got pain points, giving the glitch, presentations. So it's really an extensive amount of data, which is pretty cool. I'm going to come out of here. That's the CRM. And we can go over to the lead gen. If that was something that was asked about. I'm going to go to edit search criteria. This is our lead gen tool. Now we have access to automation on here. That's why if you look down here at the bottom where my mouse is, this allows you to get 10 targeted prospects per day. And the system will automatically email those prospects with a custom email that you come up with. And that, again, the AI helps you target that prospect and come up with the right message. So that's here. So just to give you an example of what does it look like as far as a targeted lead, okay? We're giving an example for someone who is looking for individuals that may be looking for, I'm going to go into a targeted search so you guys can see one that's already chosen for a specific industry. Let's go to B2B. Right here, this is a business to business targeted, this is targeted for business to business. So for example, you'll see that in this example, I'm targeting individuals in the state of Texas, United States, looking for realtors, private bankers, investment advisors, CPAs, all on the preemption of wanting to make business to business relationships with these people so that they will refer customers over. And so all the way down at the bottom here, I can click on Get Prospect and Launch Sales Flow. Now I'm just showing you the manual version of this, guys. Again, we automate this so that it can actually pull these prospects and do 10 a day right off the back for you. But you have unlimited access to the lead gen tool, which means you can go above and beyond. I'm going to go here. I've got my prospect. I click Launch Sales Flow. I click Next. I come over here. I want to go in this example. I just go to LinkedIn with it and send this person a targeted message. I have my message in here. And guys, we have a library of messages. We have the AI that does the message. So all of that is in here. But I'm going to go over here and hit send. And LinkedIn's going to pull up into the screen. And here we've got LinkedIn. We have Yul Chang. I'm going to go to connect because I'm not connected with LinkedIn with Yul. This is a new prospect. I'll go to connect, add a note, and just paste the message in. So all I did was paste it. And now I'll hit send. And now that's done. I'm going to come back up. Go back to Nowsite. Did you send successfully? Yes, I did. And I have a follow-up calendar that's automatic, set for the 4th to follow up. I'll say book them, and I'm done. Now that is the manual way of doing this. Again, we have the automation that will send it out by email to each of the clients. And we have the ability later, if we want, we can text blast all those individuals as well. I'm going to slow up. So before I keep going on to the end part of this, I want to make sure I'm answering any questions that we have that anyone has at this time. Please go ahead and unmute yourself. I'll be glad to answer any question you have. Okay. I know that the skill set when explaining this for the first time for people that have either seen it or not accustomed to all of this technology out here. But I know that sometimes we have questions in the back of our mind, and there's no question that, that you can put out there that is if you have a question, we'd love to answer that question for you and just, explain it to you, see if we can actually make sense of it for you. Any question? Okay, so with that said, I'm going to actually show you what this marvelous tool costs. What does it run and what do the packages look like? I'm going to come out of here. Oh, before I do that, I know that someone asked about I talked about the labor on this tool and how you're able to have their team in Toronto do pretty much all the work when it comes to building the website, writing you an email, writing you a blog, even the SMS and the social media posts. This section is where you go and you just click get started. For example, they'll build out a website for you, put the data in here, hit submit, and they'll do that work for you. Same as the email, same as the blog and the text. And we also have our marketing services section. So each of these points that I just talked about, the website, you can actually build the site with our builder, or you can have us build it. Same with email, same with text, same with social media posting. And guys, the builder and the tools on here are very user-friendly. But some people, if they just do not want to fool with that part of it at all, you don't have to. And here's some of the templates on the website. Got a bunch of them in. And our AI, which is the ChatGPT, guys, this is what I'm talking about in regards to putting in content creation in a matter of seconds. So if I wanted to say, write a paragraph on what ChatGPT is. I just hit submit. And all I asked it was tell me what ChatGPT is. And there we go. So let's look at that. ChatGPT is a language model AI developed using neural network architecture. Guys, it's going to talk about it even more of a technical way, right? When you're talking about the display of what ChatGPT is. We have the ability to also say rewrite this or basic. Here we go. And now that's going to take a spin. ChatGPT is a clever chatbot that can talk like a human. It's not an open operating system, but a program that can answer the questions and have fun conversations with you. GPT has learned about lots of different things from books, articles, social media. So it knows about topics like science, technology, literature, history, and more. People can use GPT on websites, especially for customer service or in education contexts, like tutoring students or providing information to patients. A little bit more of a basic breakdown as to what ChatGPT is. There's a plethora of things that you can do with this technology. So it's very huge. And for us to be able to wrap all this up and integrate it into a social media tool that allows you to do so much more with your business and your branding, that's iconic. I'm going to go ahead up here and show you what the packages run as we close out the hour. Let's go here. And we'll go to here. We have two plans, guys, two basic plans to keep this simple. We have an annual plan, which is what you're seeing up on the screen, the yearly plan. And that yearly plan here is $984 billed annually for the year. And then we also have the basic plan, which is $480 billed annual. Well, what is the difference with these two? The Nowsite marketing plan has everything that you see here on the left: unlimited websites, unlimited sales funnels, social media posts, unlimited blogs, email marketing. You have an unlimited use of the actual tools and features on the platform. You also have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week customer support. We have Zoom support on our system. And then over on the right, you have all of what's on the left, but you also have unlimited labor. So our marketing experts will do the hard work for you, from websites and social media posts to blogs. Your wishes are command in regards to that. And then you also have the unlimited targeting tool. That is the tool I was telling you about and demonstrating, where you can send a message to your targeted audience. That's automated, okay? And so this is the annual, and here is the monthly. The monthly is $99 a month on the unlimited. And we do have a special piece that we put in as far as a discount's concerned for Rena's group. And that was to take the $99 that you see here down to $49 a month. For everything that I talked about earlier, the only add-on that you would add on to any of this is if you wanted the SMS, the text messaging, and the automation of the targeting tool. And we even discounted that down to $19 additional per month. So that's the whole platform, that's the whole tool, and everything that's in there. So what I'm going to do at this time, I'm right on time, I think, 10 minutes till. So I'm going to turn this right back over to Rena. And if anyone has any questions, I'm open. Let me make sure before I do that, Rena, we're going to the chat. Okay. Rena has also put in the chat a link to get that discount. So if you use the link that's in the chat, guys, and I'll put the promo code in there because you'll need to type in a promo code for those of you that would like to utilize this platform. Promo code. Okay, that's in the chat as well. Rena, I'm gonna turn it over to you. And so that you can actually, and I'll make sure I put my contact information in the chat.
Yeah, so I do have a couple of questions. So as mentioned, I have tried out the system and I like the look of it. When I so I use other automations as well. So, and what I like, for instance, about Walaxy is when you target, for instance, people on, I mean, 2 billion contacts. It's like looking for a needle in the haystack. So it's a lot of contacts. And how do you find your right audience? So I know that you have that capability. You can stop sharing the screen. So maybe stop sharing the screen and I
Give me 1 second, Rena. Okay.
So, how do you, so I see that you filter through by age, gender, which is very helpful. Other automations don't have gender differentiation. But then what I like doing is I look for my crowd in the places where they follow, for instance, a certain influencer that I follow as well, that I find he's talking about the stuff that I'm talking. So I want to see who is following him, which makes it easier for me to find the right people. Like, for instance, when I use Nowsite and I entered coach as a job title, all I was getting were actually fitness coaches or school coaches, sports coaches. I wasn't really getting the coaches that I'm after, which are or interested, for instance, in which are coaches that are like business coaches, health coaches, and so on, which is kind of like more my crowd. So in that moment, I felt like, okay, half of the contacts they were giving me, they're not of interest to me. So how can you filter that out even more? Is there that option of adding an influencer in so that I only take or get people that follow certain people that surely will allow me to kind of like pigeonhole more into my crowd?
Okay, let me read it because the feed is a little bit choppy when you were talking, but I think understanding you were targeting specifically, you wanted to target specifically fitness coaches. Is that what I heard, right? You're muted.
So I'm gonna talk through my phone. Do you hear an echo?
Oh, now not anymore, but it did. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You're there.
So I was saying, on the contrary, I'm not targeting fitness coaches. This is what I was getting. If I enter coach, I was getting school coaches and fitness coaches, which is not the type of coach that I would be interested. I'm looking more for my type of crowd coaches, which the way I identified them on LinkedIn would be like, who are they following? So usually other coaches would follow other coaches. And so it allows me then to filter through and, create a list of those people, which I wasn't getting on Nowsite. I was getting a lot of fitness coaches and so on and so on. So what would be your advice for like really narrowing down each the group of people that you're interested in?
That's a good question. Matter of fact, let's display this real quick so it'll be a little easier to, instead of verbally trying to verbalize what I would do. Let's go in. Glad you asked that question. Good. All right, let's see. Okay, so from that point, just wipe this out. Now, Irina, you used the word coach by itself in general, and I know you're not looking for a fitness coach or a health coach, right? But what specific type of coach are you looking for? And what reason? Are you looking to build a B2B relationship with the coach so that they would refer clients to you? Or what's the specific cause there before I do this?
So it was kind of like for me to test the system. And so I entered coach thinking, okay, I'm sure they're going to get the not school coaches, not sports coaches, from schools. I was aiming more for like business coaches and
business coaches. Okay, that's what you were aiming for. Okay. So
these days you have everything. You have confidence coaches. People call themselves all kinds of stuff. So if I just put business coaches, it's too narrow. So just coach is too wide.
Right. So in essence, you know, just putting, for example, what you say, you went in and put in coaches. In this tool, you have to really define what particular type of coach you're looking for. So for example, even if there's multiple types of coaches, right? I say I'm looking for a business coach. I'm looking for a financial coach. I'm looking for a, how do you want to say, a coach that deals specifically with, in the medical industry. It's being more specific to the type of coach you're looking for than anything else. And some keywords, some of them, as you can see in coaches, for example, you have about 6 different types of coaches when you type in the word coaches by itself, right? A director, we've got a manager, but if I come back up here and change this, then we have business coach, business coaching specialist, business coach and mentor, business coach and consultant, which again, these are all different types of coaches in the arena of business. So if I want to come back up and say, hey, I want a finance coach, I can do that as well, and it'll break down what's specific to finance. Now, if I want multiple of these, then of course, and I know you know this already, just put a comma, and then I can type in the next one. I want business coach. We'll come back. Yeah. I can go to business coach, business owner, or I can go, wait a minute, I want owner. Give me 1 second.
Excellent.
I can be business coach specialist or business coach mentor and just do a multitude of them from that standpoint.
I'm just mindful we have about 2 minutes left. So
Okay.
thank you so much, Carl. This was very good. Thank you for sharing with us all the capabilities that the system has. And feel free to reach out to Carl if you have any questions. And if you need his email, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to share his email as well. I know he put his phone number here. So yeah, so if you want to know more about Nowsite, also feel free to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to share my experience with it. So yeah, and again, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry for wrapping up so fast. I just have 1 more minute left and then I need to go. Any parting words, Carl?
Hey, just, you know, if you're in business and you're looking to expand your audience, identify that audience, I would just say focus on speeding up the time to be productive in your workplace. The less time that you're spending on menial tools, menial responsibilities to your job, your office, your career, the more time you can be productive and use technology in a productive way. And I think that's one of the biggest things I can leave you with is be productive and see at the top.
Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody, for your questions.
Thanks, Trina.
Yes, bye-bye. See you soon. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.